So I'm gloating now because it's just so beautiful and sunny and warm and stuff. And I wish all my native Yankee friends could be here with me, but nope, just me here. But such wasn't the case just a few days ago. Me and my friend, we took a trip up to the Talladega National Forest, where we went on the Skyline Trail to tackle the whole Skyline Loop area that encompasses the area of the Pinhoti Trail, evidently. And, well, physically I got my butt handed to me, but other weirdness ensued. It's taken me a while to put this out because I've had to put together visual aids and stuff like that to try to illustrate the situation. So stick around. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hope you enjoy, and get back to you in the end here. Well, we came up that county road, 107, I believe that's what that is, although it's called Blue Ridge Road or something when you do get onto it, heading up to that Adams Gap trailhead right there. And there's a parking area, and that's where we parked, that's where we got in, and that's where we started. Looking at the Skyline Camp map here, following the yellow highlight on the Skyline Trail. This is about the approximate area that we hiked when we first got there and set up camp, heading north on the Skyline Trail. As you can see, it's comparatively rough terrain than if we had gone up the left or east along the Pinhoti Trail. Our goal was to get up to the Chinnabee campsite along Chinnabee Lake, right on the very north of the map here. That was our goal. But anyway, this is about as far as we got the first night. So we had decisions to make because we got wet stuff, and in these conditions, this is going to drive very well. This is northern Alabama. I'm not in the Gulf Coast anymore. It's serious. We could really have to consider the possibility of hypothermia and avoiding that. This is about where we stopped, where Jason did his panning, and I was just sitting there chilling, resting, and stuff like that. Did a little bit of filming here, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but we continued on from there. This is what we did from our camp area up into the area where you start to see it switching back a lot up toward the northern part of that highlight. That's where we collected water and Jason did his panning. But as you can see, man, it goes through some, pretty rough terrain. Certainly not what we're used to as flatlanders and whatnot. But we came up to that road at 645C. Actually, we didn't follow the trail to the road. We detected the road and then just jumped up the ridge up near the fork of that 645C and 645, where we were treated to the very grand vista that I showed, or am about to show. And from there, my idea was that we would go ahead, since we're on the road already, just go ahead and, hike west down 645C to pick up the trail on the right of the road, kind of as a sort of shortcut out to Lake Chinnabee in the camping area up there and its associated trail loop. This is our destination, and we shouldn't have been far from that at all. But so after we crossed 645C and walked, we had some more uphill and this and that and la-da-da. And after a while, like I was saying before, we were walking, and it seemed like evidently we had missed the turnoff to Lake Chinnabee and its subsequent lake and camping area. I'm sure it's a really cool loop up there. We were walking for a really inordinately long period of time. So I figured we were on that Chinnabee Silent Trail there, which should have featured a couple of very grand waterfalls, which we did not see. But our goal was to reach the Turnip Seed campground or camping area, which is located near the trail crossing of 281. You can't see it on the on the map here, but that was our destination. But we just walked, and the terrain was making no sense to me because we went along a really long area, skirting a ridgeline at a very gentle incline, and there was no sign of 281, waterfalls, turnip seed, or anything. So that's when I started to realize that something was wrong. So here's the real clincher. This is what I know. We walked from that road bypass area up on the beige trail there. We ended up crossing a road down here, and I thought I had about 1 bar of 4G, and I decided I would check my GPS to see where the heck we were, because it seemed like we were walking for a really long time. And it turned out we were at the point down there in the southwest or lower left point of the map here, where the highlight starts, is where we had made a road crossing. And the terrain completely made sense in light of what we were looking at. Now, we never lost sight of trail markers or anything like that. There were blue blazes the whole way. We were heading up north through the that tan trail, the Skyline Trail, and stuff like that. And we just, kept going, which, seemed pretty logical. The next thing you know, we're at that location. And we did continue southwest on the Pinhoti Trail at that point. And it got really bad, and I kept taking, GPS readings and stuff like that. And Jason's observation of our compass orientations were totally on point. And just said, wow, things are messed up. Now, at this point, I've really had my ass handed to me physically by the trail. And I realized we somehow got really badly off trail, and we were not going to make it to Turnip Seed. And I realized that our parking area was much closer than Turnip Seed, so we chose to turn back, come back to the road crossing, and we followed the road that is highlighted here all the way back to the the parking area. Because I remember seeing it on, he was for some reason getting better reception than I was on GPS, and got a Google Earth on it and all that stuff. But yeah, that's definitely the road, and that southwest section of the Pinhoti Trail shown on this map is definitely, reflects the type of terrain that we were going through coming up to this. But yeah, we walked a long way. What I don't understand, and what is blowing my mind right now, is how we went from the road bypass location and finding ourselves at the crossing of 600-2 Forest Road. I mean, that's about 3.5, 4 miles as a crow flies from one point to the other. I can't figure it out. But I was in pretty bad shape. Very bad physical fatigue, and there's a lot of wind, and I was soaked with sweat and dealing with early stage hypothermia. Which if we would have made it up to Lake Chinnaby up there, that could have all been mitigated. It all could have been good. No, we found ourselves at this location, and this is how we approached the parking area. Now, how the hell does one go from here to here without backpacking or without backtracking? I mean, we followed trail signs. There was no missing time sort of thing, that happened. The time was congruous, but we found ourselves in a very strange location within reach of our vehicle. It's just weird stuff, folks, man. It's just weird stuff. I don't know what to say, man. Please, please comment any of this. I realize it's very, Twilight Zone type of stuff, but hey, like I said, I entertain weird concepts at times, and if anybody's got any theories about what happened, how we ended up there, yeah, I'd like to know. But I'm glad we ended up where we were, because we couldn't end up to our destination, because that allowed us to basically survive the night, because it would have been a very brutal night and possibly fatal if we didn't have as much wits about us as we did at the time. I mean, how does one get lost on a loop? Crazy. So there you have it. I don't know what the heck went on there, man. That's some Twilight Zone stuff. If anybody out there has ever been on that trail and has a clue as to the layout of it all, let me know what the heck we could have done wrong. But it's really kind of blowing my mind. I just kind of realized it was going over my head, going over it all in my head last night. And it just occurred to me, it's like, wow, it just makes no sense. But yeah, we're going to return to that area. I definitely want to go back to that area. I don't know if I want to take that particular trail again, but we want to go back to that area because it is really cool and it's gorgeous. And yeah, we'll do it again sometime this year, either with my boy or by myself. But anyways, happy 2019. Get out and do something.